Hello, children. How are you today? I'm happy to see you here. I'm happy to see you online once again. Yes, today we are going to study something new, something refreshing as always, something exciting, something you will love to listen to, something you will learn. Yes. Okay, so let's go to our slide. Let's look at what we are going to study today. Today we are going to look at informal letter. Informal letter. Informal letters are letters that you write to your friends, to your wonderful members of family, to your beloved ones. Yes, informal letter is in English language. Is in English language. We are going to learn informal letter in English language. Are we together? Beautiful. And so we go on. Yes, we go on. Yes. Um, for us to have adequate understanding of what we are going to learn today, we must be able to inform ourselves of the learning objectives of this topic, informal letter. The learning objectives include to define what we mean by informal letters, to define what we mean by informal letters, to understand the reasons for writing informal letters, to understand the parts or elements of an informal letter, to understand the format of an informal letter, and to write an informal letter correctly. Are we there? Beautiful. Our learning objective learning objectives once more include to define informal letter, to understand the reasons for writing informal letters, to understand the parts or elements of an informal letter, to understand the format of an informal letter, and to write an informal letter. Are we clear on that? Beautiful. Now, let's look at our slide. Remember, we are learning English language today. English language in title from informal letter. Topic or title is informal letter. Are we clear? So let's write on. What is informal letter? What is informal letter? An informal letter is the letter we write to our friends, our loved ones, and our family members. Informal letters are letters that we write to our friends, our family, and our loved ones, our family members, of course. So if we look at the slide, you will see an informal letter is the letter we write to our friends and family members. Informal letters are mainly used for personal relationship, mainly used for personal relationship. Are we together? Beautiful. Now, now we move on. Let's go on to see why we write or why we should write informal letters. Are we clear? Okay. The reasons for informal letters. Letters are pieces of information that we write to our loved ones. Information, messages to our friends or our loved ones. Are we clear? Beautiful. So we say that informal letters are also known as personal letters, like we said, and are written for various purposes. Now, what are the reasons? Why do we write letters? Why do we write informal letters? Why do we have those letters that we write to our loved ones, those letters that we write to our friends? Why do we write them? One, first, we write them to invite. We write them as invitation letters. We send them to our family members or to our friends, to our classmates, to our loved ones as an invite. Okay? We write to invite our friends, we write to invite our family. I give you an example. We can write an invitation letter. We can write a letter to invite grandma. Grandma does not stay with you, right? Okay. For those of you that your grandmas stay far away from you, you can write a letter to invite her to come over to your house. To your house. Invite her to come for your birthday. Invite her to come for the naming. Invite her to just come and stay with you for the weekend. You can write a letter inviting grandma to please come. Are we together? Beautiful, beautiful. Then, of course, we can also write a letter to thank someone, our family members, our classmates. We can write letters to thank them. To thank them. Are we together? We write letters to give, to thank all of them. So, I give you an example. You can write a letter to your daddy. Thank your daddy because daddy stays in Abuja. So you can write a letter to daddy. You can write a letter, you can write a text to daddy to thank him for what? For buying you that gift, for spending his holiday in Lagos, for traveling with you people to Dubai. You can write a letter to daddy, write a letter to mommy. Thank her for being such a wonderful mommy. Yes, it's not too much and it's not too little. All right. So we can write letters to our parents. We can write letters to our loved ones. We can write letters to our friends. We can write letters to our grandparents, to every family member or any family member. We can write letters to close acquaintances, and we can write letters to our classmates. We can write letters to advise our friends. We can write letters to apologize for what we have done, or we apologize on behalf of someone else. We can write a letter as a reply to the letter we received. We can write a letter as a reply to the letter we had received. Are we together? Are we clear? Then also, we can write a letter to make or renew contact with somebody, your friend that you have not seen for a long time, your best friend. Okay, she's gone to Hawaii. Yes, she's gone to Hawaii, and for some time you've not met, and then you know that she's coming back. You can, she's coming back to Nigeria. You can write a letter to renew your contact. Where she would stay in Lagos. Now that she's back in Lagos, where would she stay? You need to write her a letter to get all this information and to renew contact so that you go and see her sometimes. Okay, to send greetings. You can write a letter to send greetings. Yes, just ask after me. Write a letter and ask after my health, after my family. I will appreciate it. Write a letter of condolence to somebody that have lost a loved one, somebody that have lost grandpa or grandma. You can write a letter of condolence. You can write a letter of sympathy to somebody that has broken a a bone. Yes, somebody that has broken a bone, somebody that fell off the staircase and is injured. You can write a letter of sympathy. Are we together? Beautiful. We can write a letter to update acquaintance on the latest news. Yes, you can write a letter to your friend. That friend that is in Hawaii, you can write the letter to your friend in Hawaii to discuss those things, those interesting things that you are interested in. Okay, now you are going to write common entrance. Yes, you can write a letter to your best friend. Tell her, okay, that friend in Hawaii, you can update your acquaintance on the latest news. The news is that you are going to write common entrance exam and you hope to pass. What is the news? The news is that your mom gave birth to a bouncing baby boy or even triplets. What is the news? The news is that we are coping adequately well with this coronavirus. Yes? So you can write a letter to express your feelings about an event. You can write a letter to express your feelings about an event. Are we together? Beautiful. So let's move on. What is the format of an informal letter? The address is important. The address, that is your own address, is important. We must see your address. You must write your address on the far right hand side of your ad. Your writing pad, the far right hand side, up, far right hand side. You write your address there. Remember the number of remember to write the address, the number, and the street name. I give you an example. The name, the number 6. I'm talking about the address on your letter. The address that should be written on your informal letter. Yes, the address should be written on the far right hand side up. Far right hand side up. Okay. So you write, remembering your address and the number to write. Example, 6 or number 6 or Mololu Street. Write your local government, Surulere State, Lagos. Okay? Number, street name, local government area, state, and country. So I give you an example again. Number 6, Mololu Street, Surulere, Lagos, Nigeria. That is the first thing to do when writing your letter. Remember, we are talking about informal letter. So we go on. The date. Your date should be written usually below your own address. Once you have achieved writing your address, 6 Omololu Street, Surulere, Lagos, Nigeria, okay? You now write your date, 16th August 2020. Are we clear? Beautiful. Then you have an opening in your letter. Your opening is when you greet your your friend. When you say hello, hello Simbi. How are you, Simbi? You can open your letter by saying hello Simbi, hi Simbi, or my dear Simbi, or dear Simbi. Now, if Simbi has a nickname that you call her, you can as well address her in the letter as CC. Hello, CC. Yes, it brings about the intimacy in your relationship. It shows your reader that there is intimacy in your relationship. Okay, so you open your letter, dear Cindy, dear my dearest Cindy. Hi, Cindy. Hello, Sydney. It's allowed in an informal letter. Do you get that? Do you get that? Beautiful. So, write your opening and your greetings. How are you, Sydney? Long time no see. How you doing in Hawaii? I have missed you. Yes, I missed you. How are your parents? I hope your brother is all grown up now. I know he's grown up. I hope you're in good health. All the family members. Yes, I believe you are in good health. Opening and greetings. Are you getting me? Beautiful. Now we move on to body or content. The body or the content. The body of your letter carries the message you intend to pass on. The content of your letter is the body. The body is the content. And what should be written in the content? of your letter, the message, the major message or messages you want to pass on. So we are writing to Simbi in Hawaii. And what is the message? My aim of writing you this letter is that way. Yes, that's the conventional way to write it. My purpose of writing you this letter, Cindy, my aim of writing you this letter, my purpose of writing you this letter is to inform you that my mommy has just given birth to a set of triplets. My mommy has given birth to a set of triplets. I have three wonderful, beautiful, the cutest sisters. The triplets are girls and they look extremely alike. They are extremely alike. Yes. Are we together? Now, what is the content of this letter we are writing to Cindy? We are messaging, we are giving Cindy the message that mommy has given birth to triplets, and the triplets are identical in nature. That is the message. So, state your reason for writing. Now, because we are writing to Simbi who lives in Hawaii, what is the reason? The message is that mommy has given me. Now, the reason for writing is we are inviting, okay, you are inviting Cindy to come over to your house whenever comes, she returns from Hawaii this December. She should come to your house. I want you to come to my house when you come, when you come, when you come back from Hawaii. When you return from Hawaii, that's better English. When you return from Hawaii, yes, I want you to come to my house to see my identical tri- um, triplets. The identical triplets my mommy gave birth to. I would love to see you. I would love you to see my sisters. They are beautiful. They are beautiful and very cute. So when you return from Hawaii this December, please make sure you come to my house. Come to my house. I'll be expecting you. I will be expecting you. So, number 5, closing and signature. Now let's close this letter. Simbi, you will not believe it, but I'm so happy to write you this letter. I am happy because I'm expecting you. I will expect you to come. I know that you will be here in Lagos by December, and I will be expecting you. Yes, take care of yourself. Be the best child ever. And remember, we are best friends forever. BBF. Best friends forever. Then you close your letter and you say, yours sincerely, your best friend, yours forever, best wishes from Neka. From Neka. Your signature is your name. It is your name. What we mean by signature over here is for you to write your name, and your closing becomes yours faithfully, yours sincerely, your, yours only, your best friend, best wishes, best regards. Love you from Neka. Are we good on that? Beautiful. Let's move on to the next slide. The next slide has something interesting for us. So let's see what the next slide has. The next slide is still talking about parts of a letter. We have the heading. There's a heading in every letter. The heading, you can see where it is, the far right hand side. Yes, the heading will constitute your address and your date. The greeting, can you see where it's written? The greeting, dear mom, observe the location. Observe the location of these parts. They are not modeled together. You must know that the heading is at the far right hand side, while the greeting is on the far left hand side. Up. Yes? Dear mom. In this case, we are writing to Simbi. So we say, Dear Simbi. And what is the body of the letter? The body of the letter tells the content of the letter. The body of the letter is the content. The body of the letter tells a message. It sends a message. It relays a message. Are we together? Beautiful. Now, we move on to the closing. The closing is how you say, yours sincerely. Love from Neka. Yours sincerely. Signature is your name, Neka. Yours forever is a closing, and you write your name, Neka. Please observe how the closing is arranged. Your content can be your content can be arranged in any number of paragraphs. You may decide to use two paragraphs. You may decide to use five paragraphs. As long as you have something reasonable to write or to say, you divide your paragraphs accordingly. So in this letter, let's look at what April has written. April is writing to her mom. And what is she saying? She wrote the letter February 3, 2013. February 3rd, 2013. And what is she saying to mom? The greeting. Dear mom, observe the arrangement. Observe the arrangement. I am having so much fun at summer camp. Yesterday, we made bird feeders out of pine cones, peanut butter, and bird seed. Today, we are going swimming in the lake. I am excited because there is a big water slide to go on. I miss you and Dad. I will see you in another week. Closing. Love. Sorry about that. Then we have closing. Love. And signature. April. April is her name. April is writing a letter to her own mom. Our example, the example we're using is Neka is writing a letter to Simbi who lives in Hawaii. The greeting is on the far left hand side. The body of your letter is the message you intend to send. The closing is when you say, love from, best wishes. You can decide to close your letter in any manner. Yours sincerely, and the signature is the name of the writer of the letter. The writer of the letter. Are we clear? So observe how it is arranged and then we move on. The format of an informal letter. Look at what it will look like in your notebook. Beautiful. Your address, your dates. Write your address neatly and your dates. Your salutation is the greeting. Dear Simbi, my dearest grandma. Hello, mommy. Hi, Falake. Do you understand? Beautiful. Then the contents of the letter is the message you intend, like I said, the message you intend to send through your letter, the message you intend to pass on through your letter. Is that clear? Then the complementary conclusion is you summarize what you have said, or you summarize the intention of your writing, intentions of your writing. Mommy has given birth to triplets. You want Cindy to come. Sorry, mommy has given birth to triplets. Neka wants Cindy to come to her house to see her wonderful identical triplets when she comes, when she returns from Hawaii this December or this August, okay, as the case may be. Then she says, your signature, the signature becomes your name. Your complementary conclusion must also have see you late, see you soonest. Love from Neck. Okay? Do you get that? Beautiful. And then you write your name, Neka. Further to this, we have another informal letter sample. Please observe the pattern of these letters. Yes. So we go. 27th, that's the date, that's the heading. Address is missing here, but we are supposed to have an address, a date. Yes. The greeting, dear Jane. In this manner, we say, dear Cindy. Okay, we now go on to say the body of the letter. The body of the letter, like I said, is the message you intend to pass to your friend or to your mom or to your dad. Right here, Lisa is writing a letter to Jane, and her conclusion, her closing says, from, simple, from, and then her signature is her name, Lisa. Do you understand? Beautiful. Let's move faster on. How are you? I hope. How are you? That's also greetings. I'm happy that you are my pen pal. Are you excited that school will be starting soon? I am. I will be. It will be great to see all of my friends again. Do you collect anything? I collect coins and stickers. My collection My collections are growing and growing. I can't wait to hear from you right soon. From Lisa. Now, remember always to write your name at the signature level, because if you write a letter without your name, nobody will be able to guess who wrote it. You must write your letter to your friends, to your family members, and place your signature, that is your name, at the end of it, so that Uncle Wale will know that you wrote the letter. Uncle Shagun will know that you wrote the letter. Halimat, your best friend, will know that you wrote the letter. Yes, Monyolua will know that you wrote the letter. Yes, if you are writing to your friend, Ebuka, Ebuka must know that you wrote the letter. Chinedu must know that the letter is coming from you. So you write your name at the signature level. At the end of it all, that section we call the signature is where your name should be. So in this letter, Lisa has written her name so that Jane will not confuse the letter with someone else's letter. Jane will know that her friend, her well wisher, has written her a letter. Lisa, her well wisher, and her friend has written a letter to her. So let's move on. Parts of a friendly letter. What are the parts? We have said a letter must have a heading, a letter must have greetings, a letter must have body, a letter must have closing, and a letter must have a signature. Do you understand? Okay, let me take it again. Parts of a friendly letter. A letter must have heading, a letter must have greeting, a letter must have body, It must have closing and signature. Are we clear on that? Beautiful. So let's read another friendly letter. In this case, you will take your time to study the address. The arrangement of the address is very essential. When you are looking at this letter, you will see section 7, sector 17, Bachi, New Bombay. That is the writer's address. Once you intend to write to your friend, you become the writer. Your friend becomes the receiver of your letter. You are the writer, your friend is the receiver. So, because you are the writer, you have to write your own address and date. You can see date over here. Beautiful. Then you can see there Maya. Maya is the receiver of this letter. This letter is supposed to get to Maya. And what is in this letter? Dear Maya, that is the greeting. Thank you very much for your last letter. It was a it was great to hear from you after so many months. You seem to be having a nice time in France. Maya lives in France. Aditi lives in New Bombay in India. Yes. So we go on. The body continues. We are reading the body right now. Thanks also for the photographs. I absolutely loved that snap. That snap of you standing in front of the Eiffel Tower. France looks stunning. Someday I would definitely like to go there. There's not much happening here. I'm busy with my work and kids. By the way, are you coming home anytime soon? If you are, let me know the date and we can arrange to meet up. Hope to see you soon. Aditi. Hope to see you soon is a closing. Hope to see you soon is a closing in Aditi's letter. And the signature is Aditi. Aditi has written a letter to Maya. There's a heading, address, and date. That is the heading. The greeting, the content, the content, the content of the letter. Are you with me? And then the closing. This is the closing right here. And the signature is Aditi. Are we clear? Beautiful. Are we together? Very well. Now, in this letter, yes, we have been able to see what it is that informal, we have been able to see that informal letters are letters, friendly letters to people that we love and cherish. Is that clear? So let's give a wrap up of what has been taught so far. We have been able to understand that informal letters are letters we write to our friends and family members. We write informal letters mainly as uh, we write informal letters mainly for personal relationship. It is mainly used for personal relationship, the relationship between you and your friends, you and your family members, or you and your loved ones. Yes. So you can write letters to your friends, to your brothers, to your sisters. You can write letters. But why do we need to write these informal letters? Why should we write informal letters? Or what are the reasons for wanting to write informal letters? We write informal letters to invite. We write it to thank. We write it to relate. We write it to advise. We write to apologize. We write to reply a letter. We write to make or renew contacts with someone. We also write informal letters to send greetings or condolence or sympathy to someone. We write to update acquaintances on the latest news. We also write to express our feelings about an event. Are we together? Did you get that? Beautiful. So we have said that your letter, your informal letter must have an address and date, number and street name. Write your local government and state. Write the country. Date. Write your date, usually located below your own address. 3. The opening of your letter should be a form of greetings. Yes, write your opening or your greetings or your openings. Make sure that your letter has a body or content. The body or the content is where you state your reason for writing. In the body or the content is where you state your reason for writing. Are we together? Then the closing comes next, and then your signature. Remember, your signature is your name. That is where you write your name. Are we together? Beautiful. And so we bring it to a wrap now. Letter writing to a wrap. But then we give you a mild reminder that there are parts, that we have parts of a letter. A letter has parts. We call it the heading, the greeting, the body, the closing, and the signature. And then what is the format? We have the address and date, which we have talked about, the salutation or the greetings. We have contents of the letter. We have complimentary closing and your signature. So let's take a look at, yes, friendly letters. We have read the letter from Jane, from Lisa to Jane. We have read a letter from Aditi to Maya. We have also looked at the parts of a friendly letter: the heading, the greeting, the body, the closing, the signature. Very good. At this point, I would like to say thank you for paying absolute attention, for paying attention to what we have learned, for paying attention to what we call informal letter in English language. But before we go, before I close for today, let's go to the board. Let's see what we can do at the on the board. Okay, beautiful. Let's go to the whiteboard. The whiteboard. Yes, let's see. Let's see how we can manage the whiteboard as a reminder for what you must do. So, with my whiteboard intact, yes, I will attempt to show you in writing what we have been talking about. So, we now say your date at the far right hand side. The date at the far right hand side. So, let's use this, sorry, the date and the address, that is the heading. So let's attend to the heading of your letter right now. So we go far right hand side. Are we clear? The number, write the number, yes. Don't mind this writing, okay? Just follow us through. Okay? It does not mean that what you're writing should be bent. No. Just follow gradually. I think I'm doing so well. Yes. Okay, that is Omololu Street. That is the name of the street. So we move on to the local government. Let's move on to local government. See the arrangement. Don't mind the writing. Ensure that when you write, you ensure that your writing rests totally on the line. Now, this is the local government. Okay, now we move on to the states. The states where we have the streets. I hope you understand what I'm writing. And then we move on to the dates. Write the dates clearly and beautifully. Yes, ensure you have your date well written. August. Taking my time so that I don't mislead you. Okay, and then 2020. Full stop. For my head and full stop. Beautiful. This hair should be Omololu because I live in Lagos. Okay, the street name here where I live is a Yoruba street name. This is what it must look like. This is what we call the heading. This is what we call the heading. Don't find the right. This is heading. Then you skip a line. Are we together? Skip a line and go to the greetings. And then you have your greetings here. You have your greetings here. Are we together? Okay. Down here, you have your greetings. And we all know, we both know, and we all also know that we are writing, we are definitely writing to Simbi. Simbi. Here also you must write a comma. Yes? Are we together? Get the real deal. Get the idea from what I am writing. Don't just laugh it away. Don't laugh it away. Get the sense inside the sense. Yes? All right. So we move on. After this, we now say the body of your letter is the message. So you can actually start by saying, how are you today? How do you do? How is mommy? How is your daddy? How is every member of your family? Hope you are all doing great. Do you understand? So let me just indicate that this is where you start. Remember, every sentence must begin with a capital letter. How are you? How are you? Hope you are fine. Hope everybody is in good health at home. Hope mommy and daddy they are fine. Yes, you can do that. So this is the format for your writing. We have over here the heading. We call this the heading. Okay? We call this the heading. Remember the heading. Don't mind this writing. Don't mind this writing. Yes? So we move on. We call this heading. All right. This is the heading. The name of the number of the street, the name of the streets, the local government, and the states, even where necessary, the country. Where necessary, you can use, you can add the country in which you live. So this is the greeting. This is the greeting. Dear Cindy, comma. Remember to punctuate your address. Punctuate your address and ensure that they are well punctuated. Okay? Are we together? Beautiful. This is it. This is it. So now let's move on to, we can now go to the conclusion, or better still, let's go to the closing. Let's be interested in the closing. Remember, your address or the heading should be on the far right hand side. The greetings should start from the far left hand side. Is that clear? Did you get that? Beautiful. Now let's go to the conclusion. Yes. I have to take this off to be able to do the other one that is essential as well. Okay. So beautiful. For reference, you can go back to the letter, check out what we have in the letter. Is that clear? Beautiful. Now, in your conclusion, your closing is your conclusion. So you can close your letter by saying, you can close your letter by writing or saying at the lower hand side, the left side, lower down, the far left hand side below, the far, sorry, the far right hand side below is where your conclusion should be. Are we together? Are we together? And therefore, it should stay on this side. We are assuming that this board is my book. Yes. So we say yours, yours, yours what? You can just say yours, and then we write the signature. Neck. Full stop. Yours, comma. Is that a good comma? Neck. Or we may even say best wishes. Remember, Neka is writing to Simbi. So we now say, we can now say, with love from, don't mind my writing, with love from. That has gone wrong. So let's put it cleaned up. Okay. Love from, with love from, yes, neck. For my hair, full stop here. Very well. With love from neck. That is the closing of the letter and the signature. The closing of the letter and the signature. So, yes, I hope you understand what we have taught so far. Remember, every letter must have a heading. Every letter must have heading or headline. All right? Every letter must have greetings or salutation. Every letter must have content. They must have content or body, the message of the letter. Okay. And every letter must have a closing with love from, best wishes from, yours sincerely, yours, and then you sign your signature. You write your signature. Are we together? Beautiful. A round of applause for yourselves. Try it. Try it in your notebooks. Yes, you're free to try. Okay? Beautiful. All right. So let's go back. Let's go back now to the slide. And at this point, we'll say thank you. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for writing a beautiful letter. Yes, I hope you keep practicing until you perfect your letter writing. Yes, stay safe. It's important you stay safe. It's your social or our social responsibility to stay safe, stay healthy, and stay focused. Stay focused. Yes, stay focused. Your academics is very, very important. It's essential to this nation. It's essential to your parents. It's essential to the community. It's very, very essential to me, Miss India. So you cannot disappoint God in the name of Jesus. Thank you for being here. Yes, God bless you as we meet in another class next time. See you next time in another class or next class. Okay? God bless you. Keep writing. If you write me a letter, I won't mind. Bye. Bye.